Can we start?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. As you know, this presentation should be present to Dominik Sieciński, but he has got sick the day before after arriving here, so we decided to I will replace him, and I hope that I don't disappoint you. So let's start. We have presentation about tourism information system case study. I will be the first person. I'm Natalia Fiebik who start. After me will say something to you. Paulina is here, and the third girl is Maria, and she will finish our presentation. Maybe it's good to say that our presentation is a bit different than yours, so I hope that it will be as interesting as yours. So enjoy. Tourist information system case study from passion to product. We came to you from Poland. Our advantage with Xojo started when we were looking for a tool that would transform our offer, something that would allow us to create application and easily teach object-oriented programming. In Poland, we run a small company and a programming school for children and teenagers. We tried various solutions, and eventually we found Xojo. It's object-oriented, it's fast, and it's elegant. We came to you from Poland. Our advantage with Xojo started when we were looking for a tool that would, that would transfer our offer, something that would allow us to create mobile application and easily teach, as I said, object-oriented programming. Later, Paweł contacted us, and that's how it all began. Paweł is really smart, handsome, and young guy. He is sitting there. Paweł, show you. Today, in our region, after 2 years of using Xojo, we came to a conclusion that Python is like Lego, Xojo is like IKEA. Besides working with computers, we also relax mostly in the mountains. Not far from we live, there is our favorite area, recognized by UNESCO, called the Land of Extinct Volcanoes. If you will be in Poland, I really and truly recommend that place. We have spent many weekends there. That's we met many people and discovered many places. It's also where we started operating as a foundation promoting this region. While staying in different agritourism farm, we noticed that visitors spending the holiday often didn't really know the region, and that's where we saw a niche. We thought of many different ideas on what we exactly could make, but it had to be something special. That's when we combined our passion for the mountains with our second passion, which is Xojo. At one of the meetings were organized for young people, our friend Paweł came to visit us. He showed us a Raspberry Pi and how to run a program written in Xojo on it. That was the spark. After that, everything went quickly. We organized materials from our tips, and we transformed all of them into a database. Then we packaged it together with a Xojo application and a Raspberry Pi computer inside a wooden case designed to look like an old television set. Today, devices are operating in almost 10 agritourism locations. And what's the result? Take a look at the video. Right after this, the girl will share some technical details.
We hope that you could hear the sound.
We have a panel where we can plan a trip around the land of extinct volcanoes, and here we can add points, for example, geopoints that interest us. We have the Wilisławski organs, we have quarries, and many, many more. If they are not specific geographic points, then perhaps we should look to various other surrounding vineyards. And if it happens to rain during your visit, we can simply select the "It's raining" option. For example, you might choose to visit a local home pantry, the historic church in Świerzowa, or perhaps a cozy bookcase. Once we have our entire trip carefully planned out, the intelligence system will automatically suggest the most efficient order for us to follow. Here we have a 50-kilometer trip. We can send it to our email address and receive a ready-made trip either on Gmail or on mappy.cz, which we can follow step by step, visiting the places that interest us.
Yeah, that is really, truly incredible.
We have a panel where we can plan a trip around the...
That was AI, of course. The original video was in Polish.
Yes, and now a few technical details. So, as you could see in the video, from the user's perspective, the process seems quite simple and intuitive. So, firstly, the user selects browses the available attractions in the region, and then selects the one they are interested in. Secondly, our system automatically prepares a route that connects all the points in proper order, and may also suggest some nearby locations. Then users have to provide their email addresses so that the system can send them a message with a ready route and also the descriptions of the selected locations. And finally, the users can open it on their phone, for example, in Google Maps or as a GPX file, so that they can later have it on their smartwatches and use it for their route. And at the first glance, everything works really smoothly. However, there is one small detail that makes the whole process much more complex. And here a question for you: what do you think? It could be?
Type in their email wrong?
No, we cope with that. No problem.
Sending emails?
We also managed to do that, so not a problem. This is a technical issue.
Internet connection?
Yeah, actually in the region there is a problem with internet connection.
I'm going to tell you more about it later.
Yeah, Paolo will talk about it. However, the problem starts right at the very beginning, during the point selection stage. Because usually tourists don't know the region, so they select the points in an arbitrary order, usually at random. And why is that a problem? Let's imagine a route that includes, in this case, 5 points. And in an optimal situation, it will be around 50 kilometers long. However, when at random, it can exceed 63 kilometers. So that makes a 30 kilometers difference. And you may think that for cars, that's not a big issue. However, in our system, we can also plan walking tours And in that case, yeah, it is a significant difference. So how do we start? How do we solve this? The first step is to determine the proper order of points, and we do this using a heuristic approach, meaning it is an approximation, but it's good enough and it's a very fast one. So we basically calculate the distances between the points using the straight line distance. And we do so for each point using a greedy strategy. We choose the points that is closest to our current position, and we repeat the process for all attractions. Yes, so this solution is very fast, and in our case, good enough. And now we have an ordered list of points. However, in reality, between two different points, there still might be many paths joining them. So we still have to decide which one to take. And this brings us to a classic problem, which is finding the shortest path in a graph. Because as you can see, our map is basically a graph. It's a set of points that are connected together. And to solve the problem, we chose A-star algorithm, which is the extension of Dijkstra algorithm. Is called the Dijkstra on steroids, because in Dijkstra we just calculate the distance, the blue one's values, the distance we already traveled. However, in A-star algorithm, we also add a heuristic value, which is the estimated distance from the current position to the target node. So the green values. So with Dijkstra algorithm, we would search all the possible paths. So in the first place, we would go to the point, to the node D, because it is the closest one to the starting node. However, as you can see, it is not the optimal one because it is further from the target node. So with the A-star algorithm, we focus just on the most promising ones. And step by step, we find the optimal route. Why we chose also A-star? Because it is one of the most widely used pathfinding algorithm. The first application is navigation systems, so the same problem that we are approaching. But not only we decided to use A-star, but also Google Maps or other map providers. Then we have robots, drones, or self-driving vehicles that have to move efficiently and safely in real environments. And here A-star helps them plan routes, avoid obstacles, and make decisions in real life. Also in AI, A-star is used because here it can find the best sequence of decisions, not only in physical space, but also in abstract problems. So for example, it can help to solve a maze. Another interesting application, video games, and here it is used for non-player characters. So, for example, the enemies that want to search for a user, their paths to the user is decided based on, for example, A-star algorithm. And finally, logistics and supply chain optimization, where, for example, companies like Amazon, DHL also use A-star or similar approaches to optimize delivery routes, transportation planning, or warehouse operations. So we can say that not only we are using a famous and very well-known algorithm, but also real-world proven and in demanding applications also. When it comes to the graph, we had to prepare our own database because we are including the places in the region that we've traveled and visited on our own. In our dataset, we have over 500 attractions with images taken by us with descriptions, and they are connected all together in a graph, which has over 14,000 nodes and vertices. So we created our own app for managing it. And here you can see the details of a single route. It has the type of surface, points ordered in a sequence, and also in the same place we can add attractions, so we can edit and extend the entire graph. I just talked about the admin part of our system, but there is also the working one. For the purpose of a graph and expanding it and editing, we have our own database optimized for showing the graph and working on it. But for A-star algorithm, we have another database to which we can export on demand our data from the admin one. Then we have routing backend API that is used for the system logic. And finally, the Xojo Kiosk app, the entry point to the entire system. It is the layer that connects all components and makes the whole system simple and intuitive to use.
So now let's move to the topic most related to our conference, so our Xojo app. In a moment, I'll briefly walk you through our Xojo project, the configuration window where everything starts. Then I'm gonna tell you more about Raspberry Pi and why we actually choose those devices. Also, I'm gonna tell you something about data updating in our kiosks and also troubles that we need to deal with during the programming and deploying, I would say. Okay, so as you all know well, this is Xojo IDE. We wrote the application on our macOS laptops, so it was pleasant for us. Then we move our build to Raspbian, so the operating system of Raspberry Pis. I think it's the most, that was the main reason that we chose Xojo, because of cross-compilation possibilities of Xojo. I think the coolest part of it, and it's really helpful it was really helpful for us while developing the app. As I mentioned before starting our application in Kiosk, we need to configure it. We need to fill, for example, name of place where it is located. We need to also set attraction ID from our database to make sure that we have a start point in our graph that Maria mentioned before. Also, we set coordinates of the place where the kiosk is located, so latitude and longitude. Also, before starting, we generate a user ID, so basically kiosk ID, and we read serial number of devices, just to make sure that only proper devices are using our system. Yes, here we have, you could see our kiosk and our app on the video, but here's the main screen. It was important to us to make it as easy as it is possible, because our main users are tourists, both young and old. And I can tell you that the young ones are really interested when they see our TV box. So I think we were able to manage that. And yeah. And what about devices? We used Raspberry Pi, either both 4 or 5 with 8 or 16 gigabytes of memory. And also we used touchscreen for our kiosk. We used two types of sizes, but usually we prefer the bigger one, so 15.6, because it's more the usage of those kiosks with bigger screen is just more pleasant and convenient for users. So why did we choose Raspberry Pi? Probably if we didn't meet Paweł, we wouldn't even hear about Raspberry Pi. But there was a few advantages of those devices. Basically, first of all, price. Like, they are really affordable devices. We are a foundation, so non-profit organization. So it was quite important for us to make it like the most affordable devices. Then also ability to work with GPIO. We don't use it yet in our kiosk, but like we still develop it. We still have new ideas how to change it. So probably in the future we will also use GPIO with our Raspberries. Also, possibilities of Xojo, so creating console, desktop, and web apps on Raspbian on Linux are really helpful for us. Another thing, HDMI and USB input-output. We also use that in our case, in our kiosks, so they are also quite important features for us. Also low power usage. Our kiosk runs 24 hours per day with one, every day they are once power off. But it's important for agrotouristics just not to pay too much in bills. Yeah. Another advantage is compact size. When I said about touchscreen, we say we use the bigger one, but we also have one device with the smaller screen, and even though the size of Raspberry Pi was not a problem, and that was also a great advantage of that. And last but not least, another one, again, price. Okay, now a few tips also from Paweł. I can see that he covered his face right now. Yes, we use those tips in our application. The first one quite obvious, but connected to the other one. So the full screen mode. There are a few simple things that you need to do to make a full screen mode, and not let other users to close your app. So set full screen, set resizable, set menu bar for none, and also maximize screen and opening event handler. But it is quite helpful with the other tip. So getting the screen size, because after setting the full screen, the best way to see this screen size, to scale fonts, pictures, and so on, is to read the height and width of device in timer after, for example, 500 milliseconds after running and after opening. Another tip is waking a screen by a signal from app. That also was really helpful for us. So creating a shell object and execute a command that force the screen to be on, and also again setting the safe energy mode, so again executing the command that is displayed on the screen. And the last tip that was also displayed and mentioned before, so reading the serial number of Raspberry device. It manages also running this command on other operating systems, because we just check if our target operating system is Linux and ARM. So we also call a command from shell, and if it is Raspberry Pi, we can read those serial numbers. If not, we just have information that there is no serial number. Okay, right now I'm going to tell you something about data updating. Basically, we use API for connection between our kiosk and our backend application, but we also have connection between our working database and our admin database. And for that, there we update information about attractions and paths. And there we have also API, but on demand, and we don't use any cron. And why? Because we update our data quite rarely. Basically, when we want to add new region or add new badge, because in this region the different organizations created a badge that you can get if you visit many different places there, and we want to promote it. We want to share those places for tourists, and so we just call it the import function when we need that, and also we need to be sure that all data are proper, because if any points would be not in the graph, so the graph wouldn't be complete, our application, our algorithm wouldn't work. And another data updating, so photos of our attractions. It was also quite a trouble for us. I'm going to tell you about it later. So we decided to update it by a Python script, and every day we download them incrementally to our devices. So if there are new ones, we just download them, and once a month we clear all and download them all again. And it's connected to our first trouble that we needed to deal with, and it was already mentioned, I think, from somewhere there. So poor internet connection, because there are the region is beautiful, but in Poland, when the region is beautiful, probably there is no internet. So I'm kidding, of course, but that was just to make the process of using our kiosk more pleasant for users. We decided to store our photos locally, because if the connection was too poor, it was like scrolling the attractions in our kiosk was too slow, and it just wasn't pleasant for users, for tourists. Another problem also connected to poor internet connection was screen freezing. In the beginning we didn't know what was the reason, but it came out it was also the internet. So we decided to just handle the error and move our user to the main screen. But if you had any other maybe ideas how to handle it without changing the screen that is displayed to user, we are happy to hear that, maybe after our session. And also the third one, I think everybody had to deal with it. So evolution of operating system, and for us it was also a nightmare, because we didn't know why after some updates our auto start file stopped working and we couldn't, and our app didn't run. And of course the solution is quite simple. We just need to create a new auto start file, but I can't count how many deep breaths we had to take to find it and to deal with it, to fix it. And the last one, so displaying videos. And I can tell you that we didn't resolve it. When we tried to, when we ran the application on macOS, there was no problem to display videos on the screen. But when our application the build was on Linux, we had a problem to displaying them. Maybe you also have an idea how to manage that. So we don't display this video right now, but we also would be really happy if you help us with this.
There are some players, but they are only working well in full screen mode. So later they can touch me.
Okay, sure. So that's all from me.
To wrap everything up, we'd like to show you the direction in which we are developing our project. And for us, the next key step is to extend the system by integrating it with local businesses, so museums, restaurants, and other tourist and agricultural services. And as a part of this, we are developing a tourist discount card, which will be available both on Android and iOS. This card will give the tourists access to discounts and special offers in local places. Additionally, we are planning a system of occasional promotions and surprises. Those will be linked to local events, holidays, or seasonal activities. And why is that? Because our goal is not only to plan the time for our tourists when they are in our region, but we also want them to stay for longer, and we want repeated visits to our region. At the same time, we are obviously expanding the network of our panels to new locations, so tourist informational centers, agritourism facilities, restaurants, and so on. And those are not all of our ideas. Even yesterday, when we were talking with Paweł, he suggested that because in our region there are many local products. So, for example, each local product could be scanned with a barcode scanner, so that the users could get more information about the product, maybe see some similar ones. So, for example, when they tried a particular wine, they could be interested in another product. So, I would say our only limit is our time
Yeah.
and the ideas that we have. Maybe a little bit of technology, but we are here to solve the problems.
Thank you so much.
So I have a question. How many of these Raspberry Pis have you deployed? How many are there?
About 10.
10?
Something like that.
I told
Yeah.
her about this. You didn't hear me.
Okay. 10. Okay. And how big is the region? Like, what percentage of Poland is that region?
It's like, I think, 30 per 30 kilometers, something like that, maybe. So it's maybe, I don't know how to,
It's hard to count, I think.
yeah.
So what would you just guess?
The name of this is
1%? So it's really
It's on the south of
tiny
Poland,
little.
like 10%? Less
Less.
than 10, like that. 5%, something like that.
But a really special one, not everywhere there are extreme volcanoes. We encourage that you come visit us, and because we didn't bring our app with us, but if you come to us, really welcome.
It's quite unknown region in Poland. Like if we say even to our friends or families that we are in Kaczawskie Mountains, they ask, where is it? But yeah, we would really like to promote this region because we think that it's worth it, because there are really a few not a few, but just few tourists there. But it's also a big advantage of this place because you really can rest there, and yeah.
And
there's
the
no
site
internet.
is really peaceful area, so it's a good place for coding.
So what, like, if you look at the map of Poland, where is it on the map?
What? Yes, Poland. It's Nowa Silesia, so it's quite nearby to German border.
Oh, so it's sort of the west side of.
Yes, west side,
West.
west south.
Southwest.
The yellow dot. Exactly.
Oh, I see. Yeah, southwest. Yeah.
It's, I think, I would say it's between Dresden and Wrocław. Wrocław.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Another information.
Can you go back to slide 35 or 36, please?
45 or 36?
No, or
40 or 30?
no, 30.
30.
Yeah, that one. Do you have any options for people who are colorblind?
We haven't thought about it yet, but
I think it's very important. It's
Yeah.
like green with white text like that. So
It's
when
worth
market
to
is
think
moving-
about.
yes, yes, thank you for this,
Mhm.
idea. Yeah, we need to
And maybe use icons, like you have the icon of the glass. If things are related, if they can't differentiate by color, then an
Yes,
icon
yes,
would
that's a
tell
great
them.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, second question. So whenever you have an update to your app, like you would like to update the UI, do your Raspberry Pis update automatically, or you have to move to each location to update the app?
Unfortunately, we need to move to each location to visit them. But it's also a cool idea because we can meet with these people, we can talk to them, and it's also a really important part for us of.
Yes, of course, but if you install an update and then you discover a massive bug, and the next day you have to go order
Yeah, that
the
could be
money.
a problem. Yeah, like we don't have an idea how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I think that tomorrow is something
Yeah, tomorrow is
related.
a
Yeah,
best
so
day.
I'm really.
Yeah, you should be able to have an app installed on them that auto updates.
Yes, we need to try.
But without internet, it wouldn't help at all. Without fast internet.
As for now, with these 10 locations, it's not a huge problem. But when we extend the nets or the panels, then we will obviously have to think about it.
How many do you expect to have when you've deployed all of the? How many Raspberry Pis would you have total? Eventually.
It's hard to say.
Million and billion.
Budget for 1 billion, give them 1,000, we'll be happy.
Yeah.
Those from Raspberry Pi.
Jeff, net historic expanding.
I would be interested in the database backend. You said that you have geospatial data in the database and you implemented the A-star algorithm for searching the shortest path. Is it a more or less custom-made database with a custom implementation of the algorithm, or are you based on?
Sorry, because it's quite hard to hear you.
Okay. The database for the geospatial data, is that more or less custom built with just the coordinates, or are you using something like PostGIS with PG routing, which would implement the A-star algorithm?
No, we make it all by ourselves. We store coordinates and we don't use any other IPs and so on.
Okay, thanks.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Do you have any cases when with security? So, for example, somebody places its own advertisement on the screens?
No, we haven't had to deal with it yet, but yeah, it might also be a problem in the future. But as I mentioned before,
Especially with updates.
yeah, yeah. So we also need to think about it, how to manage that. Yeah.
We believe that mountains are visited by really good people.
I didn't know there had been volcanoes in Poland.
There are a few of them, but they are.
Yeah, thank you.